Hey guys, it's Marissa, and I wanted to make a video about the time I met Carrie Fisher. I thought with her recently passing away, and I was actually having this conversation with somebody else recently, and I thought, that might make a good video because I kind of want to give my perception of her. I want to bring out what she was like as a person when I briefly met her. So I'm just going to start from the very beginning. I wanted to go to Indiana Comic Con, and I live in Ohio, so in order for me to go to Indiana Comic Con, it was going to cost money, I would have to travel, I would have to get a hotel, I would be out all weekend, I'd have to miss work, etc., etc., etc. So I was trying to convince my boyfriend to take me to this Comic Con, and he didn't really want to go at first. He kept having excuses. He was like, we don't have the money, we can't take off work, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And so I ended up convincing him because we went to Cleveland's Comic Con, which is the Comic Con that's closest to where we live. And I distinctly remember when he told me, because he was like, we were talking about something during the Comic Con, and he was like, maybe we can do that when we go to Indiana's Comic Con. And it just flew over my head at first, and I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And he was like, did you hear me? I just said we're gonna go to Indiana's Comic Con. And I was like, oh, yes, I was so excited. I really wanted to go, and it was the first Comic Con I had ever traveled for too, so it was really fun. So it ended up being me, my boyfriend, my dad, and our friend Johnny going to this Comic Con, and my dad drove us, and it was a 7-hour drive or something like that. It was a long time. And so we get there and we do everything we do the first day, and on the second day we have a photo op ticket and an autograph ticket to see Carrie Fisher. And the first day or the second day of the Comic Con, we got our photo with her, which I have right here. Excuse how I look, because this is 2015 and I look like crap, and I hate my hair dark, so I'm sorry for that, but here is my picture with Carrie Fisher and my boyfriend. And it's also really fun meeting Carrie Fisher because she would bring her dog everywhere she went. Every event that she went to, her dog was with her, so you can see her dog down at the bottom right here. And I distinctly remember that she was excited when I walked in because of me wearing this costume, because a lot of people will be dressed as Slave Leia when they meet her, and she actually really hates Slave Leia because she just thinks it's so degrading to women, I guess, something like that, and so I remember when I first walked in, and she was really excited that I was wearing that cosplay, and she said stuff about it, and she was just excited, and we got our picture and we left. And then the second day, or the third day, my bad, we were gonna get in her autograph line because the second day we were gonna get in her autograph line, and it was so long, it literally wrapped around this building. And so we asked somebody about it, and they said that they were going to end up cutting the line off at some point, and that we probably weren't going to make it up to her to get the autograph, because we didn't want to waste our time for the rest of that day, you know what I'm saying? We asked because we didn't want to stand in this line and then end up not getting the autograph. So, and that's what they told us too, that would probably happen, and that we shouldn't get in line, that we should wait till tomorrow. So we got up really early the next day and got to the Comic-Con early as hell to get in her line, an hour before the door opened or something like that. We waited to get in. And so we got in her line, and she ends up being late that day. So me and my dad went in Jenna Coleman's line to get her autograph. And my boyfriend and Johnny waited in the other line, which was the fact that Carrie Fisher was going to this Comic-Con wasn't the only reason I wanted to go. I just wanted to have a good time, and there was a bunch of people there I wanted to meet. I met Jenna Coleman there, who is Clara Oswald from Doctor Who, and I met The guy who voices Hey Arnold and like Billy West and like Linda Larkin and Paige O'Hara, like there was a whole bunch. There was mostly voice actors at that particular Comic-Con, so there's a bunch of people though that I wanted to see, and I just wanted to go and have a good time. And it looked like, if you've ever been to Cleveland's Comic-Con, like it's not that big, like it's relatively small actually. So to go to like a bigger Comic-Con, I thought would be really fun and stuff like that. So, anyways, they're waiting in line, and she finally shows up, and she decides, instead of like going by the time schedule, she was going to like do her photo ops first, and it would be the only photo ops she did for the day, and then come and do the autographs for the rest of the day. So she did that, and we ended up waiting 5 hours to get to the beginning of the line for an autograph. And Carrie Fisher is very, like, spontaneous, very spunky, very, like, crazy, but, like, in a good way. And she's also, like, very, like, nice and caring. And she cares about people, and not just, like, people, but, like, big issues. For example, like she doesn't like people to be mistreated based on, like, their color or, like, their sexual orientation or, like, anything like that. Like, she's for big issues like that. If you've ever seen, like, things she would tweet or something like that. And she's just all around, like, a really caring person. She cares genuinely about people and how they feel and how they're treated and, like, things like that. So it's always fun meeting somebody like that really does, like, care about you. And she would, even though, like, she was, like, a huge celebrity, and, like, they would want her to just, like, sign, go, because she had such a long line, and they wanted to get everybody in, they didn't want to have to give away refunds, and, like, this and that. But, like, I don't know, I don't feel like she felt like that would be genuine. Like, I feel like she wanted to make sure she made an impression on every person that walked through that line, and tried to, like, spend as much time as she could with them, even though it was still, like, short, but she wanted to, like, meet the person, you know what I mean? She didn't just want to, like, sign something and, like, send them on their way. So, like, that was also fun, but it also made her line, like, even longer. Like, you had to wait even longer. So, another thing she would do is, like, when you would meet her, she would throw glitter on you, and I mean, like, a giant ass glitter bomb. Like, you would be covered in glitter. Like, people would know that you met Carrie Fisher when you were walking around this Comic-Con, because you would have glitter in your hair, on your face, like, all over your clothes, like, covered in glitter. And when my boyfriend got up to her, she actually ran out of glitter, and, like, she tried to throw glitter on him by, like, wiping it off the table and, like, throwing that on him, but she decided that wasn't enough. So she literally took out her purse and got her makeup bag out of her purse and took makeup out of her bag and, like, drew on my boyfriend's face with her makeup. And it's funny because, like, I'll always joke around with my boyfriend and be like, let me do your makeup, let me do your makeup, and he's like, no, I don't, like, want makeup on my face. Like, he has no interest in things like that. So, like, I kind of made a comment to him about that, and I was like, haha, you have makeup on your face. And he's like, I don't even care because it's Carrie Fisher. Like, Carrie Fisher did it, and it's her makeup, and I don't care. And so, like, it was just kind of funny. And, you know, she was just, like, genuinely such a good person and good-hearted and cared about people, you know. And so when my boyfriend and I found out that she had passed away, we were very upset about it. Clearly, and I'm sure a lot of other people were too. And then not only that, but, like, Debbie Reynolds passing away the day afterwards, it blows. And, like, I'm a huge fan of Debbie Reynolds too, and I would have loved to meet her one day and stuff like that. But it just, I also, like, my grandmother who raised me, like, I lived with my grandma my whole life, her daughter died. Her daughter was only 46. So, like, I remember that happening, and I remember, like, how my grandma reacted to it, and her, like, suffering because of that. Because even to this day, that happened 8 years ago, and even to this day, like, my grandma has never, like, been the same as she was before her daughter died. So, like, I understand what it's like for someone's daughter to die. So the fact that, like, Debbie Reynolds died the day after her daughter died, like, it doesn't surprise me, because it's so heartbreaking. Like, some people can't handle things like that. And it's very upsetting, but, like, it is what it is, and life moves on, and you just gotta flow with the punches, and that's just a part of life, you know. But, it's still really sad. And, like, Carrie Fisher, too, like, if someone ever deserved to, like, have a heart attack on a plane and die, like, it was not her. She was so sweet, and she was, like, still pretty young to die at the age she was. But at the same time, she did a lot of things throughout her life that weren't healthy, and, like, obviously, like, took effect on her. So, you know, things like that. But when we met her, it wasn't like we would have ever thought that in, like, a year and a half or, like, 2 years or however long it was, that, like, she wasn't going to be around anymore. It wasn't like we ever thought, like, oh, this is our only chance to ever meet Carrie Fisher, because she's not going to be alive. And especially because, like, me, for one, like, I've met a lot of celebrities. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. And so, like, I would never think that way. I would always think there's another chance to meet said celebrity or whatever. Like, you could find a way. But I would never thought that within the next 2 years she was gonna pass away, and this could be, like, one of the last Comic-Cons she ever did, and things like that. Like, I never, like, those thoughts never would have came through my head. Like, why would they? But, you know, it's just, like, crazy. And she was, like, honestly such a sweet, caring person, and I hope people remember her that way. Because, like, this is coming from somebody who met her and genuinely saw how she was. She was so nice to people. And, like, I don't know. She didn't deserve it, but it is what it is. And I just wanted to, like, give you guys a little bit of perception on how she genuinely was and how she treated people and things like that. Because I've met celebrities. Because you would think, like, celebrities are gonna be nice to people, like, whatever they put on an act. They really don't. Like, I've met a lot of celebrities, and I've met celebrities that I didn't particularly like meeting because of how they treated me, or it's how I saw them treat other people or something. Like, they really are genuinely themselves when they meet their fans, or when they go to Comic-Cons and stuff. They don't, like, act like their characters. They don't do anything like that. Like, they're themselves. So, things like that, you know. And I just wanted to, like, share and, like, let you guys have an idea that she was, like, so sweet, and, like, I want her to be remembered for that. Like, I want her to be remembered for being, like, a good person. I don't know. And thanks for watching. Like, I really appreciate that. And don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.